this panel here. I will introduce them one at a time. Feel free to express your support. We have Hazelo, who's Republican. We have Sewell, who's a Democrat. We have Toni Adams, who's Republican. We have Dierdre Butler, who's a Democrat. So, again, the first responder will have 90 seconds. The rest of you will have 60 seconds. I usually try to say this, I forgot last time. If you need the question repeated, I'm happy to repeat the question, because if you're the fourth person, it's been a long time since you heard the question. So, we will get started here, and I'll just start here at first. And so, the position of Superior County Clerk is the record keeper and financial officer of the Superior Court. This position requires a great deal of organizing, management, and financial oversight. What professional skills and experience do you have that are relevant to this job? For 90 seconds.
Well, since I worked with Island County Clerk for the last 20 years, with increasing responsibility all along the way, I've worked 4 different positions. I've worked in the court programs, I've worked as a detention officer, and I'm currently the office manager for juvenile court. These all fall under the Superior Court Administration, so I work directly under the court administrator. What was the question? I'm sorry.
What professional skills and experience do you have?
Oh, well, I think I'm out of time. No, not yet? Oh, okay. Well, in my current position, I'm responsible for all of the financial transactions for Superior Court and Juvenile Court. I'm very familiar with the software that we use for that. I'm also responsible for the juvenile court record keeping, and I have been for the last 15 years. It's important to know that the juvenile court also falls under Superior Court, so I take care of all the financial transactions for Superior Court.
And just to be clear, so the signs that she's holding up is how much time you have left.
Oh, okay, thank you.
So, Amber, the same question, we have 60 seconds.
I did do 18 years working at the Juvenile Detention Center. 2 of the last 2 were managing the facility, so I did have to take care of all the staff, take care of all the scheduling, finances, everything along those lines. However, the last 5 years I have been running my own company. Therefore, every aspect of the entire company has fallen to me to manage everything, whether it is scheduling, getting new customers, working with the employees, training, everything. Every single part of that company I have run. I haven't used any other resources, so I know how to run an entire company. I know how to run the Juvenile Detention Center. And I believe the clerk's office would be a small step for me to continue my education and,
You have 60 seconds.
So I have 2 years of college accounting. I spent 12 years in a contract admin department in a multi-million-dollar construction company, and that involved taking bids, managing tens of millions of dollars, and making sure that contractors and subcontractors stayed on budget, along with my own project managers to ensure that they stayed on budget, which could be fun. But as for developing an actual budget, I haven't had to do that, but I've been a finance officer at the American Legion a couple of times, so I know how to handle the budget.
Dierdre, you have 60 seconds.
Can you read the question one more time, please?
Well, I'll skip the first part about the office, but the question is, what professional skills and experiences do you have that are relevant to this job?
Thank you for the question. I actually worked in the clerk's office for almost 7 years. I worked as a deputy clerk and moved my way up to the chief deputy clerk, or the chief deputy. So I actually know everything how that office is run. The last 5 years I have been at the auditor's office in the accounts payable. So I have followed how the budget, how the budgeted processes, and how to do all the accounting with accounting systems. The clerk's office does have its own also accounting system that is separate. So they do both county accounting and they do a different type of accounting that goes through the courts. So those two things are separate entities. And I know them both. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Amber, you will start with this question. You'll have 90 seconds. The clerk's office appears to have had a lot of employee turnover in the last 3 years. What will you do to improve employee retention?
I have extensive training over the last 20 years with communication and conflict resolution skills, and working with employees on how to teach them to both speak to each other and speak to the customers under their care. I believe that with a lot of encouragement and training on those aspects, that there would be a lot less retention, because a big factor is being able to enjoy your job. It's not so much what you do, it's how much you enjoy being there. And if the employees are able to get along with both each other and enjoy talking to the community that they work with, then I believe that the retention would really skyrocket up and we would be able to keep employees in those positions.
Toni, you have 60 seconds for this question.
Retention sometimes comes from observing the top. So the first thing you need to do is understand everybody's positions and know and get to learn people's personalities to see if they're actually in the right position. We understand that the clerk's office is highly stressful every day, and some people aren't able to necessarily handle that stress, so you need to figure out how to work with them, and if it's not the position for them, maybe you can help them find a new position, because the legal world is not for the weak-hearted and the weak-minded. You have to be able to roll with a lot of punches and think on your feet. So work with the people, try and understand them, and see what their strengths are.
You have 60 seconds.
Thank you. So I think part of retaining employees also consists of listening to the employees. Actually taking the time to find out what their issues are and not just expect them to do as they're told, but actually to respect that they have their own minds and they are adults and they can think for themselves. And they still need to do the job, but you still need to actually listen. And that's, I think, one of the things that was not done for a very long time. And that is one of the things that I would like to do along with training, and to see what they need and find out how I can help them stay.
Okay, thank you. When you're ready, you have 60 seconds.
Yeah, I agree with Dierdre on this one. I believe that cross-training is a big part of giving the clerks the confidence that they need to do the job. I would be very supportive of them and let them know that I would be the ultimate responsibility for that, but also train them to the point where they know and feel confident about how they're serving the customers, the public, and I think it would cut down on any fears they would have, because sometimes when you're fearful, you make mistakes, and I would really just helping them, coaching them, being supportive, and cross-training for confidence in each group.
Thank you. So Toni, you will start first on this question. You'll have 90 seconds. The clerk protects against the appearance of impropriety or unfairness in the setting of cases, implementation of order, and investment of funds. How will you provide transparency in your role and maintain strict neutrality in the office's day-to-day interactions?
That's a very good question. I'm not sure I know the answer to. You just have to be honest with the public. You have to work with your people, make sure that they can help them in a proper way. And I would like to see more resources, maybe online resources, so people who come to the courthouse for the first time or they're acting as a pro se, that they have all the resources that they need and that the staff is able to help as much as they're allowed. They can't give legal advice, so I would like to give them the resources to find a proper representation if they need it, and how to do what they need to do with the least amount of stress, because we meet these people not on their best days. So you want to help them. You may not be able to make their day better, but you may be able to help them get through the day easier. Thank you.
You have 60 seconds.
I know this is horrible, but can you ask the question again?
Certainly. The clerk protects against the appearance of impropriety or unfairness in the setting of cases, the implementation of order, and investment of funds. I think that sentence is from the clerk's website. How will you provide transparency in your role and maintain strict neutrality in the office's day-to-day interactions?
So I will tell you, one of the first things that I would like to do as a clerk is actually request a full audit. I don't know if it has to be done when a new auditor comes in, but I would, if not, then I would be requesting one immediately. I think that needs to be done every time you have a new one. The neutrality, it is the courts. The courts should be neutral no matter what. No matter what my choices are or anybody else's, anybody that comes to that court should be treated with respect and dignity, and there should never be any kind of bias on who people are. So,
Maria, you have 60 seconds for this question.
As far as this, I believe that this is a procedural, I'm a procedural driven person, and I think that if we have the procedures down and we present ourselves equal to every person in the public, this is going to go a long ways towards this. I agree with Dierdre on all of that. I think besides that, maybe just if I see something or hear something that could be construed as biased or unfair, that I address it right away, talk to the powers that be, use my resources at AOC, at the Administrative Office of the Court, to find out how exactly that should be handled.
Amber, you have 60 seconds.
Can I get you to repeat the question?
The clerk protects against the appearance of impropriety or unfairness in the setting of cases, implementation of order, and investment of funds. How will you provide transparency in your role and maintain strict neutrality in your office's day-to-day interactions?
Neutrality is going to be pretty much a given as long as we're following the laws that come with the clerk's office. We have strict rules on exactly what we can say to the village, what we can tell them, what we're allowed to give them. So as long as those rules are being followed, there's always going to be neutrality and transparency. The biggest thing is making sure that all of the staff are to the standard of keeping those laws in place and following what they're supposed to do, and reprimanded or spoken to if they're making choices that are going to be breaking those laws. So, and the biggest thing is just, as long as you follow the rules, everything works out.
Thank you. So Deirdre will be first on this question for 90 seconds. It's the same question we had for the other two panels. With county commissioners saying that all departments should be prepared for upcoming budget challenges, how will you manage the clerk's budget in order to maintain good service quality?
That's going to be a hard one coming up. And I know that every department is going to be having a hard time. You just need to, I know that they were looking for things that we were possibly going to be looking at in the future, and I think some of those will have to be put on hold, which is fine. Sometimes you have to do that to make sure that I will do everything that I can to keep employees. I like to make sure that they're taken care of first before enlarging an office, before any changes are made or any upgrades. We just need to tighten our belts to make sure that we do whatever we can to make sure our employees are taken care of first. And that's all I have until I find out what those are, what our limits will be. We're just going to have to tighten our belts.
Okay, thank you. Maria, you have 60 seconds for that question.
Yeah, I think that we already operate on the budget and we are used to doing that, so we have practice of it. I think that we've been maintaining the status quo just to keep everything operational. As far as cutting anything, I would not know that until I got into the clerk's office to find that, but I would also advocate for keeping all of the staff that we currently have, and I think we are shorthanded by one, so I would advocate for making sure that person got hired in, and hopefully that could and will happen. And other than that, it would just be something that I would have to get in there to find out what that's all about.
Amber, you have 60 seconds.
I agree that no one's going to really know what exactly is in that budget until we actually enter that office and look at where things can be cut. Essentially, the whole court system has to keep running. There's no option. You have certain things that are required to keep going. So the only things that are going to be cut is going to be the incidentals, the things that don't affect the public. So the biggest part is just getting in there and figuring out what it is that can be cut, how much to cut, and finding a way to keep everything running.
Toni, you have 60 seconds.
What they say. I work in a one-man law firm, so we are used to working lean and mean and making the most of what we have. So I would just carry that forward. I don't know anything about the clerk's budget at this time. I would have to learn and see what we could do. But it's not uncommon to run lean and mean in any business. Thank you.
Okay, so Maria, you will be first on this question. So the clerk ensures the separation of powers among the three branches of government by preserving the integrity of the judiciary. If a conflict arises between a directive issued by a presiding Superior Court judge and a county-wide policy passed by the county commissioners, how will you handle your role as an independent intermediary?
That is a very good question, and I think that requires guidance from those who have come before me and possibly at the administrative office of the court. I know that the clerk's office operates under the executive branch, so I would need to gather some guidance, honestly.
Amber, you have 60 seconds.
I agree with Maria. This is a situation that I've never been in. I would not understand exactly where to go from there. I would ask someone that has either experienced or has more experience than me to give their input on what would be the best course of action in that situation.
Toni, you have 60 seconds.
I'm good. I would definitely rely on people's experience that had come before me. I would learn the laws and the rules that are set forth to see whose guidance is I have no words. There are precedents, so I guess I would go figure them out, do some homework, and see what I needed to do to rectify the situation. Thank you.
Dierdre, you have 60 seconds.
Actually, probably one of the first things I would do is contact one of the larger counties that may actually run into that more than what we would here in a much smaller county. Find out if they've come across anything like that. If you don't, they don't have any help, or if you can't help that situation, reaching out to AOC, you need to make sure that things are done properly, and you don't, before you make any decisions, you really need to find out if something like that has ever been done. More than likely it's been done at the larger counties, and ask for their help, and if not them, AOC.
Thank you. So then Amber will start first with 90 seconds. This is the last question we have. The clerk's office is the public's primary contact with the county judicial system. How will you improve public understanding of the office and improve customer service?
As far as improving customer service, I think there needs to be a significant amount of training for all the staff. Continuous training when it comes to just learning to communicate with someone who is in a stressful situation and already having trouble articulating what it is that they need or what it is that they're looking for. So once we get the communication down and they are able to really help everyone that comes into the office, I think that'll make a big difference. Can you repeat the second half of that question?
How will you improve public understanding of the office and improve customer service?
Okay, so as far as the public understanding, with the website, there's a lot of information on there on exactly what the clerk's office does. It could definitely be added to or changed in a way that makes it a little easier for everyone to understand. And there's plenty of room on the counter for information on exactly what it is that we do. Public awareness is always important.
Toni, you have 60 seconds.
I think one of the keys to good customer service is having fully trained staff, having cross-trained staff in case somebody calls in sick or gets hit by a bus. You just don't know. Everybody needs to know how to do every job in that office. I would like to see our technological library expanded so there are more resources for the person online. As most of us carry a little computer in our pockets and our purses, if we expand our online library, that will help a lot and educate. So, personnel, upgraded library.
You have 60 seconds.
Actually, one of the things that I would like to do is we need to learn how to respect people that come up to that counter. People do not come to the court because they want to come to the court. They're usually in a very bad situation and not a very happy place. So we need to make sure that the people that are there know how to handle. And there are times actually when somebody can't handle a certain person. So you find another employee that person can actually communicate better with. So there's ways to handle the public and not to handle them, but to treat them. If my mother was going after that counter, I want her treated with the utmost respect and the time taken given to her. I also think that we need to also get more information out there, and there are ways to do it. I don't have all the answers, but I know how to find them.
You have 60 seconds for this question.
Okay, so being that I've worked in court administration for a number of years now, I am very familiar with the services that the court offers to the public. That's not always public knowledge, but I would love to have a resource list for the public to have and train the clerks on what services are available. Make sure they know which services apply to which people in which kind of cases. We do have a law library in the court. We have interpreter services. We have guardian ad litems that are appointed to people to help them through these situations. We have volunteer guardian ad litems. We have a plethora of services that are not always utilized because people don't know about them.
Okay, so now each candidate will have 2 minutes for a closing statement, and we'll just continue the rotation, so we'll start with Toni.
So there's a lot of things that I would have to learn when I got into the office, but the Navy taught me how to do that. My grandfather gave me a work ethic, so I think it would be an honor and a privilege to serve you in this office, and I think I can do a pretty good job. And there are a lot of resources out there, to the left of me, to the right of me, people who've been there much longer than me, to give me guidance, to put me in directions so that I can learn the job and do a very good job for you. Thank you.
Dierdre, you have 2 minutes.
Thank you all for coming here. I just want to thank you for giving us all the opportunity. I would like to let you know that if I am elected, I will serve that office and I will do everything that I can in my power to make it a better place. I do have experience there. I can hit the ball wrong, get the ball rolling immediately, and I know I can do a fantastic job. And I may not have all the answers at this moment, but I have the tenacity. I will find answers, and I want to make this a better place. This is my community. This is our community. We're all part of it, including Camino. And I really would like that opportunity to show you guys that we can actually bring that office to a better place. Thank you.
Maria, you have 2 minutes.
Yeah, I've also spent 30 years in this community. I've raised children here. I've had good times here. I've had bad times here. I've used the court for both of those. And I would do my best to serve the community well. I think I have a lot of experience to back that up, and I would just love the opportunity, and so I'm asking for your vote. And if there's any questions that weren't answered this evening, please feel free to go to my website or give me a call. It's all on my literature outside on the table. And I wish you all a very happy evening. Thank you for having this, the Clinton Community Council for having this forum, and thank you for all the citizens for coming out to listen to us. It's been a pleasure.
And you have 2 minutes.
Yes, thank you all for coming out. It's been amazing being able to share this table with these women and after 18 years at the county and building my own business here, I want to be able to say that this means a lot to me, to go back into the court system and join that office that I've been in for the last 21 years. I had family that worked in that office when I moved here, and ever since the day that I walked through those doors, I have always felt a connection to that office. I wanted to be part of it. The clerk's office has everything that helps me thrive. The chaos, the control, the needing everything to be correct, everything organized. Those are the things that I thrive on, that I want to be around. And I want to be able to serve this community in a way that makes this clerk's office better. And I just would really appreciate your vote to be able to find that opportunity to move into the office that I love, that I want to work for, that I give everything that I have for, to make better.